All right, what's up, YouTube? It's HairgelGravel here, hosting the second episode of the NAMBLA-X Stream Destroyer. So this week, I have three guests on. I have Lappy, LHM12, and Gerrt, who I have had on in duo streams before. So I'm just going to toss it over to them, and they can introduce themselves, starting with Lappy.
Yo, what's up? I'm Lappy. So I'm pretty sure you all know me and shit. I'm pretty well known. Best free-to-play Mythic Fantasy player in the world, even though I'm not. Deb. So what else should I talk about? What else should I introduce myself about?
I don't know, you can talk about what your rank is and in this season, what it was last season, and maybe what themes that you primarily run in your decks.
Okay. So this season I ended up miraculously at 81. So
Nice.
On season 2, so I had to get the 100 reward, and I'm currently like rank 125, I think. Last time I checked.
Okay.
And we all know I run Mythic Fantasy for life.
All right. So LHM, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm LHM. I didn't do too good last season due to the Mystic nerfs. I was an Adventure Mystic player. Had a level 5 Zen, level 5 Angel Wendy, and a level 6 Poseidon Stan. But Mystic ended up getting really, really screwed over. So I'm currently swapping to Fantasy, trying to explore the new meta, trying to get some cards and sci-fi leveled up so I can have a decent deck, get back up to the 30s where I was originally located when I was in Legendary with my Adventure Mystic deck. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for right now.
All right, cool. Gerrt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Gerrt the Fish. I've been playing this game since beta back in the summer. In Canada, I'm in Halifax. I've been an adventure sci-fi player this whole time. I'm on NAMBLA, and I'm excited for this evening. You can find me on YouTube at Gerrt the Fish. Just search it, GERRT the Fish.
Cool. So we've got, looks like at least 3 people in the chat right now. We've got Urain, Lappy's chatting with Urain, so I guess that doesn't really count, and Gandaris. Everyone knows kind of who I am, so I don't think that needs to be introduced there. So we'll kind of jump right into our topics that we want to talk about. So for right now in Season 3, we're still kind of in the new stages of Legendary matchmaking. I know it was covered in Episode 1, but I'd really like to toss it to these guys and kind of get what their thoughts about Legendary matchmaking is, because all 3 of them are fairly high on the ladder. So any one of you guys want to take it away, go right ahead.
Whoever's the highest rank will go.
God damn it! I'm the highest rank.
Well,
I didn't want to talk first. I just hate when you guys put me on the spotlight and shit like that.
So what do you think about the Legendary matchmaking, Lappy? Like, being in the top 100 and you're facing all of the top 100 players, like, you must have a pretty similar opinion to SDNW, right?
It got a lot better than a few than the last before the BFU, because I used to play like a lot of like Silver Shield and rank 3000s, and now I'm facing like a lot of like top 500s. It's like a lot of good elo. That's what it is. ELO. Same shit. I don't care.
Okay, it's very competitive, like, environment.
Yeah, it got more competitive though. Make me work harder.
Do you find it makes you probably better?
Yeah, it does.
For sure.
I learned how shitty I am as a Legendary player and try to get better.
I probably wouldn't say you're shitty at all. I literally broke the top 1,000 today for the first time, and I guarantee it was because I had Robo Baby in my deck. So yeah, like I can't really compare that, because I've sat around the 11-1200s for probably a whole season now.
Well, I've cracked 300 something this season, which I've never done before. And yeah, it's because the elo is reset. So you win against someone near your rank, you're going to move. Where before you didn't really move. But I like it. It's a lot harder, but that's a good thing. Sometimes I'll get my PvP pack instantly, and sometimes I'm there for a half hour just, I'll go up against like a 143. Well, I know I insta-lose, but I'll try.
Yeah, no, you always got to try, and like you never know if you can steal that one bar that you need for your PvP
Exactly.
pack.
Sweaty hard fuck. That's what you are. Trying too hard.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to get caught in a situation either where you start to panic, because that could be like an instant loss for you.
That's how I lose most.
Yeah, you panic and misplay a card. I do that quite a bit, actually. When I have something, coming up on my new kit, I'll panic and drop something. And it might not be in the wrong placement, per se. It might be the wrong card, though. So I've definitely been in those situations where mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made as always. I'm a mistake.
LHM, what do you think about the legendary matchmaking so far?
I like it. It's definitely more of a challenge. It's definitely caused me to go down a few ranks. As I said a few minutes ago, I recently just had to give up like a level 5 rare and a level 6 common for level 4 rares and level 5 commons. Switch to sci-fi. I'm playing cards that I've never played before, as I've played Adventure Mystic since June when I've started playing the game. So I'm not familiar with how to play sci-fi. I'm still kind of learning how to play like Alien Queen Red, play Assassins and Terrence with Astronaut Butters and Poison. And I hope with the newest card I'm going to be picking up soon, which I'll talk about in a little bit, could really help with gaining back to the top 50 spot I want to be. Because the highest I've ever been was 18. So to be at 240 something right now kind of hurts. But, it is what it is. There's you guys know the hyperdrive bug that recently
was all too well.
Gives me nightmares. The bar rating attack speed increase was
You'd melt a Zen.
Oh, that was scary. Yeah. Barb Brady and hyperdrive.
It was I don't even like to talk about it. And lots more. There's still a few bugs after the big feature update, which we'll talk about later. But overall, the matchmaking, it's definitely improved. I like how I don't ever have to fight number 6,000 ever again in case of a disconnect. That would really be bad.
Yeah, that probably ruined a lot of like season 1, kind of season 2-ish, I would assume.
It ruined me out of a top 50 reward, and it ruined Nigel out of top 10. So I'm glad they did something to sort of fix that. But there's still disconnects going around. I've been seeing that. I haven't gotten one since the big feature update, but...
Yeah, no, normally I just get, like, opponent has left the game before it starts, and you don't get anything out of that match, but I haven't had a disconnect midway through match.
I haven't had that in so long, so I'm glad for that. So
yeah,
that's really all I have to say for now.
Definitely an improvement there. So along with legendary matchmaking, we got the legendary leaderboards where everyone can kind of see where they fall in the worldwide leaderboard as well as their own country's leaderboards. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Like, I know I've checked a few people out that like I know I play with. And even people that I play against regularly to watch them go. I was actually talking with Phil with Lead the other day, and he was telling me about this guy that he plays all the way from Silver Shield. Like, he played him in like the rank 40s of Silver Shield, and they've been in the same group of ranks all the way up into Legendary, and now they're both in like the 1,500 to 1,000 block. And like they match up all the time, so I think that's like really cool. So you could like see where that person is if you match with them a lot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. It's cool seeing where you are in your country. Like, certain people are like, I think I'm the best in my country, wherever you live. Poland, there's a lot of people in Europe that are like, yeah, I'm number 1. And I was shocked the other day. I was top 70 in Canada at my peak, and I probably didn't even look when I made it into 300s.
Yeah, good luck in Canada. pretty much
Yeah.
like there's definitely like 50 really top
Lexi.
players in Canada that like are never gonna leave the top of the Canadian leaderboard. Like they're just strong players overall.
Adorna.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys are just gonna sit at the top of the Canada leaderboard for probably ever. But what do you two think about it? What's your thoughts? I'll start with Lappy.
For me, like the country leaderboard kind of bugged for me. I can see that I'm in the U.S., but North America, I'm reading about other people can see me in like I don't remember what country, but like a European country. I don't remember which. It's so buggy right now, in my opinion. Not really buggy, but it's just kind of weird for me at this point.
I had heard today that you were playing in the EU.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, like you played somebody that was like an EU player, and I was like, how does that?
I played average guy today, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's who I heard it was.
Yeah.
So like I think there's a problem there, and I don't know if maybe you share the same problem that Red Wine Mimsy talked about on episode 1. But basically, because of the company that he has his cell phone with, they have different bases in different countries in the world. Sometimes his connection, if he's on his data, will like shoot him into the North America region because of the towers and like the company that's on that like rooted part. But when he's on his Wi-Fi, he always brings him home to his home country because like that's where his Wi-Fi is with. So you might have the same problem. I don't know. I don't know if you're playing on your data. But it's possible. LHM, do you want to give an opinion about the leaderboards?
Yeah, sure. So personally, this is something I've been talking with Steve and Buck about for a really long time and requesting for a really long time. Like ever since Legendary came out, like, yo, you guys should add a leaderboard to really help. Because I know in the NAMBLA chat, sometimes Illa likes to do like the top 50 players, who they are. And before the leaderboards were out, he didn't know like who he'd keep track of. Like, okay, this guy's ranked like 27, this guy's ranked 43. Sometimes he would have to put a question mark for number like 13, for example, who was a really high player, but no one knew who was playing at number 13. And now we can just go into the leaderboard, check, and be like, oh, this guy's number 13. This is the guy who took my ELO or whatever, something like that. The country leaderboards, I like kind of like your own central area better than like it gives you kind of like a self-esteem boost. Like, okay, well, I'm high on this leaderboard, but I'm pretty low on this leaderboard. So it kind of like, I view it as like a kind of balancing thing, as like self-esteem and confidence booster and everything. But yeah, I'm really glad they added it. I just wish they added a team leaderboard, because we all know who number 1 would be on that leaderboard.
Actually, I think that's a great idea. I think if there was a team leaderboard that had you numerically 1 through 50, I think that would be really cool, and it would give a lot more competition in team too.
Oh, exactly.
Look, talking about confidence boosters, you really need those. You kind of suck at this point.
Lappy, I actually hate you.
I hate you too, Dab. Dab on the haters.
You guys are great. So
I don't know about Luke, but yes, I am great.
So we just had the first team event. NAMBLA was the number 1 team, and because of that, you guys all received a cosmetic award. So aside from Gerrt here, how was that? What did you guys think of that surprise reward, and how did you like the team event? And do you think there's any way that they can make it better, or do you have any criticisms about it?
I really liked the team event, to be honest, because once I got home from school, like I just saw all these packs ready to open. I was like, wow.
Right.
I was like, they were all like almost all of the team event packs are just already ready to open. I just went ham.
Nice.
It feels good, man. And that cosmetic award, like I'm wearing it and I'm rocking it right now. I look pretty cool, pretty edgy, as I always do. I love it. Any improvements? No, it was a really good event, but maybe make it more. I don't know. Honestly, I really liked it. I don't have any complaints or anything like that.
No, I think it went really well as well last week. Maybe like a good one for this team event was have a better drop rate on Robo Bebe in the packs, or having them sci-fi themed would be nice. But
up-to-date leaderboards. Who's winning?
But how did you find the team event went for you, LHM? Did you have the same kind of thing that Lappy did, where you kind of came home and you had all these packs to open, or were you the guy that was like start the game and just like pound away on those PvP packs and get as much as you could?
Well, for the first team event, it was kind of in the middle. Like when I got home from school, some of the packs were already there, and I'm like, all right, I might as well grind, kind of contribute. Sorry about that. My dog's barking in the background.
That's cool.
But
No worries.
We love dogs.
I wanted to contribute as much as possible because I'm like, oh, I'm a nobody if I don't contribute. So
You
I
are
got a
nobody.
few for last week. I definitely got a few for last week. But about the cosmetic, my first reaction to seeing it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm like, is this really our reward? But I'm actually really liking it right now. I like the shirt. I'm wearing it. Not so much about the headpiece,
I wanted to match like Kyle the Drow with like little headpiece. That's why I'm wearing it.
Yeah, that's just
If you all know me, Kyle of the Drow is my team card. I love running him, even though I don't currently run him.
I think I did know that you run Kyle of the Drow Elves.
I'm 1000% with Kyle the Drow. Make him better. I would use him if he was like buffed a little bit.
Yeah, I think like his card needs something for sure. I always thought that maybe he could have been a 3-drop, but I also think that like he also fits in a 4-drop category with how you can get your whole team that shield. So I don't know what I would buff about him, but I think he needs some sort of work.
Yeah, at the moment he's only good in PvE.
Yeah. And like if you run like a spam deck maybe, and you throw like Kyle the Drow Elves out, and then you just like throw the 2 fantasy assassins and like the 2 adventure assassins, you have 4 assassins out, and you just pop the shield or something. Like I feel like that's
Or surprise.
Yeah, it's more of a surprise move for sure.
Mm-hmm. Or the like occasional Dougie that comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that too.
happened
That
to me a
works,
couple
and
times.
like that's where Dougie Paladin Butters comes in really handy for a combo.
Mm-hmm.
But what were your thoughts about the team event, Gerrt? Like we were both on NAMBLETS, and I felt NAMBLETS got pretty high.
Yeah.
I think we were outclassed by NAMBLINGS.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Want to get a little high?
But
it was pretty. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of free time this weekend, where I could sit for like 45 minutes to an hour a few times a day and just play a lot. Free to play. It's when you're like, oh, I want those 25. Whatever the ribbons, and you're like, do I spend the 5 cash? And you're like, no, you'll get them eventually, but you want your team to get the packs, but you get them really fast when everybody plays. The only thing missing, I think, was, well, now even more so, a leaderboard of which team's in the lead, because that would just make it even more, because they're probably not going to do any more top prizes because it would be 100% pay to win. But
yeah, definitely.
I just realized a flaw with the event. I just realized something, a complaint.
Yeah.
Like after you finish the event with the team event and the personal event, like you still got ribbons. It kind of hurt your locker.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand there was going to be a bonus thing at the end because no one knew. But I remember even I posted somewhere like, wow, like we're done the event. I'm personally done the event. Why am I losing my opportunity to get even just like the 3 PvP tickets? Like that would add up over time, and even all the mats, whether they're bronze, silver, or gold.
Give me my fantasy mat.
not to talk about like a legendary that you could be getting
Exactly.
that you're not getting because of this.
I want my Pope Timmy. Give it to me.
No, I got all of them and Sexy Nun Randy's. Those 2 are hitting me all the time.
Oh, can we get a rip in the chat?
Rip.
See, guys,
Like,
I have like 17 Pocahontas Randy. I just thought you guys all wanted to know that.
What?
Yeah.
I always get Pocahontas
that
Randy in my PvP locker.
Ouch.
I always get him in packs. Like I've never bought him in the shop once.
No, not once.
But I always get him.
Let me check how many I have of him.
I just have 17 Pocahontas Randy. Like
I saw someone post the other day. They had Gizmo Ikes, like a bajillion of them. But Sexy Nun Randy, they had like 8, and they've been
too.
And they're paid. I won't say pay to win, but they put money into the game.
They're whales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the only thing about my Pocahontas Randys is I did start Adventure Lock for probably like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
It was
and
gold.
me and Gerrt both did that, and we pushed a lot of our adventure cards up. and that would be why I would got so many Pocahontas Randys and like Hooking and Clydes and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, like I've got lots of other epics since like it was before Christmas or it was on Christmas.
Just before.
Yeah.
In between.
So.
When I first started the game, I used to use Pocahontas Randy. Like I thought he was so OP back
Yeah,
then.
I think everyone did Lappy.
Well, like the thing with the Randys is, I think somebody said this is they're actually really good cards.
It's getting the copies. It's not worth to put a thing into them until you have the copies.
That, and it's just such a high cost for what you're getting. Like
steep.
if it was a 4, if you were dropping a 4 as a Pocahontas Randy as an epic, you would see that everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Make him
Last
free.
D&W's Sexy on Randy would just be like,
oh yeah,
slapping everybody.
And you'd be dropping
Let
that
me go.
card. You'd be dropping that card every chance you had just to get those little assassins for 4 energy.
It's honestly ridiculous, but I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the player. It's like CH something. I can't remember his name.
Chosen
but
One.
Oh my god, he destroyed me.
Yeah. Chosen One.
Level 5 Marcus and
he locked his account to
Adventure.
neutral only. He's got level 4 Man Bear Pig, level 5 Hook and Clyde, 5 Pocahontas Randy.
5 Marcus.
Follow me.
Someone said they even did the math, and it turns out he does have a level 5 Aerostorm and is using it at some points.
I
Jeez.
believe that. He's got a level 4 Stand of Many Moons and a level 4 Marcus as well.
It's 5 now.
I think he's
I have a level 4 Amazing Randy.
Wow.
Follow me.
A level 4 Amazingly Randy. Amazingly Randy could be really good if they did 3 cocks.
3 cards.
Amazingly, Randy used to be a rare card, so that's why he
Yeah.
Oh, right.
No, but
forgot about
I remember
that.
back then I didn't get that many copies. I got like 3 before he got buffed.
I forgot he was a rare
That was
card.
way early in the game.
Yeah,
That
that
was-
was way too early.
He
That's why I
changed
forgot.
back in August. Holy God.
That was
It's been
staff
9
meta.
months since we've been playing this game.
The energy staff meta, the Nathan meta.
Oh, the Nathan
Oh.
Energy
Oh
Staff
my
meta
God,
was
I
one of the
remember
best
that.
metas.
Yeah, I love that meta to be honest.
I
Back when
missed
Mythic used to
that.
be OP.
That's why I started a new account,
Rip
because I
Mystic.
dumped
Press F.
everything into certain cards that I regret.
Yeah, press F to pay respect right now. Rip Mystic.
No, I played the game since beta, and I got Gerrt to start probably in, was it like the end of July, beginning of August?
Yeah.
So like I started as soon as like the week after it released in Canada, and I immediately jumped into Adventure Mystic, and I just played like all Mystic and Adventure cards, and I loved it. It was so much fun. The staff meta was huge. Like everyone played the staff meta. You could get all basically your Ball of Death out in like no time flat,
Yeah.
because you were getting like 3 energy for every like 2 energy you would have been getting normally.
Yeah. It was epic.
It was
It's
ridiculous.
a
OP.
magic meta.
What level staff do you have, Lappy?
Level 3.
Oh, I thought it would have been a 4.
No,
I
I don't
still
have
see
it.
people using that today. I
Oh,
fought 2 or 3 people that
Do
used it.
you?
Yeah.
They use a bait out poison.
Yes, staff is a
Alien
great
Clyde
poison
user.
bait.
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
gonna snapcast your Alien Clyde and they just drop the staff, well, you just lost your poison from Alien Clyde.
Wouldn't it be cool, sidebar, if you put, when you go into a PvP match and it shows you the other person, it showed you the 2 themes that they were using in their deck.
No, that would be kind of.
I'd like to see replays, like rewatch
Replay,
the
yeah, the
matches
replay would be good.
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
played. Like okay, for example, let's say I think you just saw a hacker, but the match is over. So, and I'm like, did he really place down that Bar Brady and that Chicken Coop and that Randy at the same time?
Yeah.
Like now you can go
Yeah.
back and like check it, because I
What
could
you thought?
see
What,
with this potential report. The thing about the new report system is that my thoughts on it is that a bunch of innocent people are gonna get banned for things they didn't do.
Yeah, I really hope they take good care of it when they look into it.
You
report
guys
that before
know that
report
like
commission.
Troll's Bane system, it's as good as garbage. So I really hope this is somewhat decent to the point where they can actually do good with it.
Talking about garbage, Luke, how was your day?
It was actually pretty bad. I got in trouble for copying homework, so
Rip. They have to pay respect.
can I get a rip in the chat, please?
No.
I guess since you brought up the new player report system, it's a good segue. So I've actually brought it up here on the stream screen, and we've got a bunch of different categories here that players can report recent PvP opponents. And I don't know if any of you guys have went up to this function in the settings of the new kid menu, but when you play someone, or if you play up to 3 people, you can go to the recent PvP opponents and drop it down, and there will be your last 3 opponents. So even if you didn't think in the first match that you played against them, and you got into your next match and was like, oh damn, like, oh, I guess it brings down like your last like 10 opponents. That's a lot. Cool. You got a lot on yours. All right. Well, I guess I only seen 3 when I did mine, but you have like 10 on yours there, Kurt. But yeah, so our categories, we have AFK. So if somebody leaves the game and you end up playing against nobody because they've closed the game, that's one report category. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that should be a report category? Do you think that's going to be a good one to have?
No, absolutely not. Like, can people just not accept free wins? Like, right? I don't understand.
like I feel bad for the level 11 player that's getting wrecked by my level 5 Zen, who accidentally
knocked shut up.
Give him the free win.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, you shouldn't be, but then wouldn't it make? I think it would make more sense for them to include a surrender button, like a forfeit.
Yes, I've been seeing that for so long.
Steve said no. He said he wants everyone to try. That, like, if you got, like, he hates people who go AFK and shit.
That's probably why they added it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Steve doesn't like something, he's gonna change something about it.
Also, I think that Steve hates he hates Mystic. But I'll talk about that later.
Ooh,
yeah, he does.
Steve hating Mystic, what a coincidence.
I think I even heard Steve in the stream say that the new phone system will reward those players who have fast-paced decks and shit like that. Obviously, he knows that one team that the opposite of fast that's really slow is fucking Mystic. I don't know.
Yeah, sci-fi could be considered slow as well.
Yeah.
No.
It's in the middle. It's not as slow as Mystic, but it is a slower one.
Yeah, they have Astro Butters and Hyperdrive, but a lot of their cards are about slowly whittling down the board with like poison
you.
And mind control, using your opponent's like own cards to push against them so they can't push into your side as much. It's not really aggressive as like Fantasy and Adventure, which have a lot of cards that buff and debuff.
But Mystic is just mainly defense. You gotta turtle out the match.
Yes, Mystic is 100% defense.
3 to 4 minute matches. But yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, when we get to the... Lappy said something earlier about the new phone system, like you have to destroy a certain amount of phones for the PvP packs. We can get into that in a little bit because I have a lot to say about that.
All right.
Okay, well, we'll finish up the report player here, just where I have it on the screen, and then we'll go to the phone system next. So the next one is bad conduct and griefing. So that would be, I would assume, considered somebody that spams the fart emoji or the laugh emoji or bastard or anything like that when they are winning, and they're making fun of you for losing or whatever that kind of may be, whatever their scenario is. But I think that one actually could conduct certain replayer reports.
Definitely.
I'm okay with it.
Do I think it's bannable? Like, do I think a player deserves to be banned over laughing at someone? No. But a little notice saying like, hey, you should be a better sport. You beat them, move on.
Yeah. It's
like that.
It's trolling, basically.
Don't beat the dead horse. Just be a good sport with the game.
Yeah,
I have a good punishment for it.
It might be too that they're looking for multiple of these options. If multiple get tagged on to say one person, would that hold more weight than someone getting poor network connection all the time? But they're also getting suspicious match, inappropriate username. If they're getting multiple of these, would them at the game be like, oh, maybe we should look into this person? Versus
the whole thing about like the inappropriate names is that people like Nagger guy and that Nagger guy. I think there's two like Nagger people that are like very similar in name. that like they might get reported, and they're like,
His
I don't know
name
if
was a
they're
reference
popular
of
or not.
a South Park episode.
South Park
It is
Yeah.
a reference of the
Yeah.
episode. I love that episode.
If you know that episode, you get it. But if you don't know that episode, yeah, it looks
on.
like
People could take offense to that, but
Well, he's already
those
gotten
are some
banned
top
from Twitch.
players.
Yeah, he did.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like his account got banned from Twitch, so
he
he
just
had to start a
change
new
He had
account.
to change his
Dan had an
username.
account on South Park Porn Story. Let's go.
It's people who annoy you guy.
Because that was the question.
Oh
on
yeah,
Wheel of
that's
Fortune.
People
I've
who
seen
annoy
around
me.
people
That's
who annoy you, guy.
Yes.
That's the puzzle.
So
Yeah.
so his link is actually in my description for anyone that doesn't know that who's watching this. If you want to hit him up and give him a subscription or like, he'd definitely like that. But next we have win trading or giving up matches, which again goes with AFK. I don't know why you would want to complain about a free win. No one's gonna complain that they gave a free win because they're the one giving it. So whoever's complaining that they're getting a free win is just salty.
Retarded.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Retarded.
I'm sorry that I can get my own win. I'm gonna report this guy.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Like you're getting and especially with the new phone system, which we're gonna get into after this. But like you're getting 3 bars
It
for your
almost
pack.
promotes it.
So why would you be
Don't
upset
take
about
pity on
that?
me.
Yeah, that one's
Suspicious
No
match.
mercy.
That's basically hacking.
yeah.
Yeah,
That would be what you
that's-
would call
that's normal.
hacking.
Yeah, you would do a suspicious match if you thought somebody was energy hacking.
Fireballing
or,
you 8 times
yeah.
a second.
Inappropriate
And fireball.
username. We kind of already covered that with the Nagger guy and with other ones. I played somebody. I played somebody today that was something about the whores or something, and I was like, that kind of warrants an inappropriate name. Like, I'm not gonna report them, but like, I feel like that would be an
Yeah.
inappropriate name. It was
Falls in
like,
that category.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see inappropriate team name getting done too much.
I haven't really seen any. Like,
NAMBLA.
just because it's gonna happen.
Someone's gonna hit on NAMBLA because of all this shit and just like report
If you
all
guys,
NAMBLA.
I don't mean to bring any drama in here, but one of the leader of Dire Tide actually tried to start a bunch of beef about us for some reason. No one listens to him anyway, so.
And Luke, are you starting drama now? Let's not start drama.
Yeah, we're not
It
gonna
never ends well.
start. We're not gonna start drama, but
I mean, the only drama here is gonna be between me and Luke. That's the only
Correct.
drama we allow
that
here.
is actually 100% allowed and encouraged. Actually,
Speaking of garbage, how was your day? That was gold.
finally we got poor network connection, which again I don't think should be something you can report
That's
a player for because that's
Average guys screwed.
yeah, that's not fair to average guys Ukrainian Wi-Fi. It's really shitty, and there's nothing he can do about that.
Let's
It's
ban
just,
Lappy.
it's
He
not
has
something
foreign-
you should be banned in a mobile game over. That's just kind of like
No.
No.
I think it might be
Their-
more to let them
their
aware.
own.
Like, is it a certain country that's got more
When
lag than others?
when we get to
or-
server side, it's going to be a lot different too, because like a lot of the matches won't be the way they are.
Yeah.
Let them be aware they have poor internet connection. Thanks. I already know I have poor internet.
Gandaris, we do care about you. You are definitely one of the most loyal,
No.
loyal viewers in here, just constantly spamming the chat. Good thing I don't have Nightbot on because he'd probably ban you. But we got the new phone system, so I'm gonna start it off by going to LHM for that because he said he had a lot to talk about. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay, so the thing about the phone system, I know exactly where this is coming from, and I remember it from months ago. But this is them catering in my opinion, this is them catering in to those users on Reddit who are like, oh, we should get some out of loses or draws because we lose a lot, something like that. They're like, okay, so let's find a way to reward the players who like can't really win games or
Who sucks?
draw games often. So it's just like, in my opinion, I don't think it's personally fair that like people are losing and still getting stuff out of it. I mean, yeah, sure, it's helpful at times, but why is the real question? People should just be able to win 3 games. So I just don't see the problem with that and why they did this. Sure, it's cool, it's something new, but you really got to look at like okay, did they really do this because they wanted to, or did they do this because people just won't stop complaining?
They feel bad for you, Luke, for losing a lot, so they thought they just might implement it for you.
You know what, Lappy? I'm gonna fly out to Georgia, and when I do, I'm gonna find you. And when
Oh,
I
is that
do,
a threat?
ooh, bad. Yeah, it is.
I'm being attacked. Report.
So with the new phone system, Lappy, you must have a similar opinion to SDNW in the sense that you are both heavy Mystic players. SDNW was saying last week that he now has mainly 5-match wins to get a pack because he usually tries to snake the first bar and then kind of defend and not give a bar after that to get his win. Do you also have that issue, or have you changed your deck style to have a different play?
Yeah, I kind of have that same issue. Like, I had to, like, turtle out and just hope I get 1 bar. If I'm lucky enough to get a 1 bar, it mostly ends in draws. Or if I'm really unlucky in a loss because I have a terrible starting hand. Like, with Mythic, you need to start with Zen. If you don't have Zen or a Ranger, like a really slow Ranger like Timmy, or in my case, Nathan, you're kind of fucked.
Friar Jimmy could also work as a starting move, possibly.
Yeah, but I don't like having Fighter because then they end up going slowly and then they'll have like a good push like on that Friar. So it's either an Assassin, a Ranger, or Zen.
True. Yeah, that kind of limits your options of what you can start.
Yeah.
Well, that's is there anything else that you want to add, Gerrt, or if LHM has any other points he wants to come back to the phone system for?
I really like it. Yeah, there's times you're sitting there for 30 minutes trying to get your last bar or something, hoping someone will just give you one. But there's times when I just
report.
3-bar somebody. Yeah, report me. Then you 3-bar somebody, and then you get your next 2 and your next 1. You're like, great, I won. But I want to keep playing, but I don't want to spend 45 cash to refresh. But that's me.
Oh, I'm a huge whale, so that's not a problem for me.
Yeah, the whale's going,
money.
Sweet, I get a pack every 2 games instead of 3 now. But cool, that's their way to play.
Yeah.
A free to play struggle.
I quite enjoy it myself, honestly. When you can do the PvP refreshes, and if you can get those, 2 quick wins and get, a 3-bar and a 2-bar, or even if you have to play 3 matches and get like 3 2-bars, as long as you can get them in that sense. Like, there was a lot of time where, just like last season, when Lappy helped me build my deck, I was doing like a 45 to 50 minute PvP pack, and to me that's not good enough, even though even though I was taking a bar from people, I was still losing in the long run because my deck just wasn't built properly. But realistically, if that system was in place, I still could have been earning my PvP packs and refreshing every 15-20 minutes like I do now. So
yeah, well, what was your first legendary PvP pack? Didn't it take a long time for you to get your packs a couple times?
That's what I'm talking about. Like that stream where I was doing 50-minute to an hour packs because I just didn't have the deck for legendary. I went in too quickly.
I think it's good though. It works better for some, or more than it doesn't, I think, in general.
Yep.
Nice. We got a bunch of new people in the chat here. Average Guy tuned in.
You're in here. That's cool.
Yeah, One Giant Leap's here now. Playoba's here. So we're up to, I think we're at 7 viewers, but sometimes my Streamlab lags a bit and I can't actually see it. But we'll move on to the next topic. So what do you guys think about the current meta of new cards and how they're being released? Which new cards are you picking up, if you're picking up any? And are there any thoughts on how to improve the game? So kind of for the new cards that and like when I say improve the game, I mean in terms of card drops and new cards that are being released. But I'm primarily talking about Visitors, Hanky, Medusa, Buccaneer Bebe, Hercules Clyde, Cubic Cartman, and PC Principal. Yeah, you could definitely include the buff to Stand of Many Moons as well. And Gondura's, I didn't mention you there because you weren't new to the chat. You've been here the whole time. So, but yeah, if you guys want to kind of take the floor, I know LHM, you're working on Visitors right now, so if you want to kind of take off with that, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, so I've recently switched to adventure or sci-fi from Adventure Mystic after the
Hello.
rapage of Mystic. But
Hello.
yeah, an interesting card that I've decided to pick up is Visitors. You know, my goal with picking them up, getting them to level 4, is to try to shake up the meta a tiny bit. You know, the meta has been, in my opinion, adventure fantasy for so long. I feel like it's just finally starting to drift over to sci-fi a little bit. So that's what I like seeing when people can like change up their decks. I like having the competition against two of the strongest themes, adventure fantasy, but to some point where you've been seeing that for months and months and over, you just kind of want to see new stuff, play against new stuff. So that's kind of my goal with this. And yeah, so I was talking with Average Guy the other day about his level 4 Visitors. I know he's not too fond of them. He says they're meh, but I still have yet to try them out. So I hope they can do me well in my deck.
Well, I feel like
I feel
Oh, go ahead.
I feel bad for our team because Luke is just training all of us from our visitors, and knowing at the end he'll like stop using them. Same way he dropped Buccaneer Bebe and Starvin Marvin.
Okay, we don't talk about those cards. Okay, yes, I ran level 5 Starvin Marvin. Okay, I said it.
Luke will drop them so fast. I swear to God. In the chat, bet I'm betting this right now. I'm betting my soul. I don't spend money in this game.
I don't spend money on this game.
I'm free to play. Fuck off, Luke.
Yes, I know you're free to play, Lappy.
Oh, I didn't notice.
So what Buccaneer Baby? What level did you play when you played your Buccaneer Baby LHM?
4.
Okay, that's
Level
what
4. He
I
got 1 week of the event.
Yeah, I got my 4. I got my.
Damn.
The first week of that event, because I remember I bugged the shit out of my team for those goddamn babies.
And now you're bugging the shit out of our team with the visitors, and you'll never hear the end of it.
Okay, Gundars. Okay, it was when I was in rough times. I was dropping ranks. And
Aren't you in a rough time right now?
No, I'm reading the chat, and Gandaris is like, Luke, I respect you, but level 5 Marvin.
Luke, I don't respect you.
It was dark times for me, and I needed something to help me, and he did actually help. He did get me up a few ranks. So
out of all the cards, and you don't run Fireball. You chose Marvin instead of Fireball. What's wrong with you? You disappoint me, Luke.
Yeah. Shout out to Average Guy to hitting me up with some of those babies when he used to be on NAMBLA.
Yeah, somebody had to help you, right?
No, dude, I literally bugged the shit out of my team, like to the point where I got in trouble, like from Adorna. From Adorna.
That's great. I was on our old team, Canada on Strike, and most of them just gave it to me. So I had level 3 really quickly, and I think I had like 24 out of 40 for Buccaneer Bebe, and then I came to NAMBLETS, and I just waited for a long time and got her in packs. And then eventually it was just like, oh, I need 3. I'll request it.
Yeah.
I'm about to bug the shit out of our team for Juice Scout Ike once he comes out.
For Juice Scout Ike?
I'll give you mine. You can have mine.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a good assassin in the mystical theme.
I know he'll be really good in PvE. That's all I know.
True.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Okay, so I'm reading the chat, and Into Darkness asks, Luke, how old are you? I'm just going to say this right now. I am 14 years old.
He sounds 12, though. Chat, how old do I sound like?
Lappy, you sound like you're 4.
Oh, damn. I want to cry now.
I would probably say like 17.
I am 17.
That's how old he is.
That's actually how old I am.
Those are a really good guess.
Yes, a really good goddamn guess.
Has anybody gotten Hanky yet?
Yes.
I got Hanky from a promo pack in the
first
week.
Out.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I wailed.
I got him free to play. I got him from Lap Pack and like on Christmas Day, like legit midnight.
Oh, it was like your own little personal Christmas present from South Park.
Yeah, felt so good. I was like, wow.
I've only seen it played against me twice, and that's it.
I've never played against it.
No?
No.
I used him during the event, so I'm sure people weren't that surprised to see him. But I know, I think I'm like 99% sure Fry is using the level 1 Hanky. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I feel like with a hanky, you would just build a deck that has a shit ton of charged units in it, and they would just it
How
didn't
the
matter.
Valve?
Yeah, you'd
Hanky
have,
Sharon, Kyle of Dralov's new meta.
Oh damn.
yeah,
How the Valve was always meta. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
it was Lappy's meta.
The
Lappy
Lappy
meta.
Lappy's own meta.
Lappy's on meta.
I
So
created the meta.
was there any other of those two cards that you guys kind of played, or you guys were kind of jumping on the train for? Hercules Clyde, Cupid Cartman, PC
I want to work on
Principal?
Hercules. I want to work on Hercules Clyde, but I don't have the match, and I heard it's pretty sucky.
I was originally gonna run PC Principal once I got him to 4, but I didn't want to ask my team for them. So
Yeah.
I kind of had that thought. I'm like, maybe this card would be somewhat decent at level 4, and I'm like,
It's pretty good at level 5. When I
Yeah.
faced it,
I did.
even when you try
I'm
to
not
do the
gonna
assassin
lie.
pump, he pretty well
Yeah.
kills him to the point where zap damage or another card will hit it in one hit.
I'm not gonna lie. I did lose to a level 5 PC Principal.
I've
I did.
lost.
Everyone
I'm
has.
ashamed. I'm ashamed
It's
of
a
it.
shocker. You don't expect it
Well,
You
to
should
happen.
be ashamed of yourself, Luke.
And if
You welled out, and I'm
somebody
still higher than you.
if somebody places the card properly too, then you're kind of screwed. If they don't know what they're doing, then you're in a fine situation. You can kind of situationally
Swarm.
take care of it. Rat Swarm, assassins. But if they're smart and they know what they're gonna do, and they place that in the right
Fireball.
spot to push your fighters back to your tower or whatever, your assassins, you can be screwed really easily with that card.
Yeah, he's a good counter to Mystic because he just pushes Zen out of the way.
Yeah, and then your other cards can just run through Wendy and whatever else you have on the field.
Yeah.
The level
He
5
exploded my
Cupid Cartmans
backline.
have been annoying,
Oh yeah,
I'll say.
we forgot about him, Cupid Cartman. I have been seeing some of him. We do have a member, a kind of mini shout out to him, but 05/04. I don't remember the rest. It's kind of complicated.
Wow.
I don't know
So
how he does
disrespectful.
it, but he has a level 5 max Hercules and a level 5 max Cupid. He got his level 5 max Cupid I think it wasn't even a week after the event.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible.
Well, there was all the Cupid packs.
So it's
Well, I think it
whale
was because he
related.
was one of the players who tried to buy the Cupid packs and was one of them who didn't receive them. So they probably just kind of gave out a whole ton of them to players who bought them.
Because I just don't get how level 5 is possible. Especially so fast. It takes a
I have a
long
few
time to get a
level
rare.
5 rares.
200 of them, plus your other ones to
I
level
have-
them up.
I have some rares in my collection, like Captain Wendy and Barrel Dougie, that I have enough copies to level up to level 5.
Damn.
Well,
That's sick. I have 55 out of 200 Captain Wendy, and I've just been collecting her, so
Nice.
I feel like that's good.
I've been donating.
Yeah,
Also,
I have about 283 out of 4 Captain Wendy.
I wish I had that many stuff. I'm broke as shit right now.
That's a lot of Captain Wendy's, and she's one of my favorite cards. Her triple shot, just
Melts.
I do
Oh, yeah,
not like
a level
her. I
5
just
no, that's so
don't like her.
devastating.
yeah.
I
If you
prefer
go up
so
against
many
the,
other range cards.
if you
If you
go
get
up
in
against
range of
the
your
level
new kid-
5,
You're
Yeah.
in trouble. You can either go to Jimmy or...
yeah, your level 5 common assassins get wiped off the board.
Oh
and-
yeah, I know that. Her triple shot is decent, but her
Especially if you
stats
hit the
are
new
very,
kid.
very
It's
lackluster.
deadly.
Yeah, new kid.
Very
Yeah,
lackluster.
deadly.
Yeah, and just like Lappy and Gerrt are saying here is if you can get in that new kid range, that's 120 damage to the new kid plus the 2 assassins they drop to try and take her out or something. If you could time it right, it's the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Bar
Right.
Brady.
It's a lot of timing. Yeah, Bar Brady. Bar Brady can screw me over if there's a Bar Brady
Oh,
close
yeah.
enough to my new kid and I take him out with some assassins. That's why the Bar Brady Hyperdrive was so good, because that grenade at the
Guaranteed
end.
double whammy. You probably take a bar, then blow up right in your face.
I put my
Yeah,
if I see a Bar Brady, I just place my Zen behind the fucking Bar Brady. So he goes towards the other new kid.
I've noticed without my level 5 Zen Cartman, it's been so much harder to counter level 5 Bar Brady. A lot harder. That's a Mystic card, you dumb fuck.
Don't drop Mystic. Mystic's too OP. Please nerf.
Please nerf Mystic.
Again.
What will you do when they nerf your precious Mystic?
They're good. I think that if anything, that Sci-Fi will be receiving the next nerf. There's no way to deal with
Oh,
AQ.
please
I'm
don't
surprised
say
how
that.
Adventure still hasn't gotten nerfed. How?
Yeah, like
Because it was pretty crap.
It wasn't the best theme, but once like the Mystic Purify nerf came in, like AQR started running just rampant in everyone's deck, and without any way to stop her, the only possible solution without completely nerfing Mystic into the ground is to buff Purify and Powerbind back up again, which is that, well, yeah, unless you're running Shaman in an adventure deck, but like realistically, Mystic is the counter of Sci-Fi, right? So unless you which they are relooking at those two cards, so that might be the solution that they make, because realistically, Purify is your only solution against AQR.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I swear to God, if they touch Sci-Fi, I'm actually done with this game because I have no fantasy cards. I've donated them all away.
That's good, Luke. Just quit the game. We don't want to hear you. We don't want you here anymore.
You know what, Lappy? I'm booking my plane ticket to Georgia, and I'm coming to find you.
Georgia.
So One Giant Leap says he respectfully disagrees with us. When he was at the 60 through 80 ranks, most of his games were 1-0, even in Adventure Fantasy Mirrors. I'm just trying to think of what he's disagreeing with us for. I assume the phones.
The next nerf? I don't know.
Nerf everything into the ground. Make everything useless.
I don't think they're going to nerf anything else. They haven't done a balance till like
maybe buff Mythic a bit more, make it more useful.
Oh yeah, of course you.
Yeah,
saying that.
well, if they can, but even if they can just buff those 2 stars back into those 2 spells back into play, then realistically, all the themes will be, because they were at a pretty good state before the nerfs. So I think that's pretty much a viable solution for them. But moving on, I think we should talk about Robo Bebe's team event and just kind of what's associated with that. So there's a couple different subjects there. So in her team event right now, we know her drop rate is really low. And that makes it really hard to collect a common card, because not only are you not collecting a lot of the cards, but your team's not really collecting a lot of the same cards. So really, how are you going to request that common? What are you guys thinking about that? I'll start off with Gerrt.
The only way I think it is going to be okay is if the event's over and the card gets released into PvP packs and free packs, and if you buy the big offer packs. Because as a common, it takes a lot of cards. When it's like the rares that they've been doing, yeah, if I got 4 or 5 in an event, well, that's 4 or 5 donations, because I'm not spending the time to get them up to a high level. But if they make it available right after the event, then yeah, that's okay. Because then getting it is difficult. Not as difficult as visitors.
Yeah, fair. LHM, you are building into the Sci-Fi deck. What do you think about her drop rate? I'm sure you want her in your deck.
Surprisingly, I've seen the gameplay on her, and she starts off too slow to the point where she can become effective. Yeah, she's a 3-drop. Yeah, she's got good stats, but with the way her drop rate is working and the fact that Adorna has declared he wants to run her, I don't see myself picking her up anytime soon. Especially after that Buccaneer Bebe incident. I don't. Well, I'm not too fond on Bebe anymore.
It's Bebe again. Get her level 5.
Just Medusa, right? So then you can run Mystic.
Well, I actually have a level 2 Medusa, so.
Conch.
What was that, bitch?
Contaminated water's bad for you. Or a continuous source of inspiration, Luke.
Nice. So One Giant Leap here claims that Lappy is a secret whale.
Ooh,
trust me, I'm not a whale.
What do you have to say about that?
If I were a secret whale, then the amount of fantasy mats I need to max out all my shit. No, I need like 600 fantasy silver mats to finish maxing out all my fantasy shit.
I think Giant Leap. I think you're right. I think he is secretly a whale. There is no way someone can get a level 4 epic free to play.
I got one.
I still don't have a level.
I haven't dropped a block button. I got
dirty
one.
whale. How do you feel, you sick fuck?
If you play PvP
How do you
enough
feel
and
about getting a level 5
and you
Marvin?
get them in the shop and you can buy all 5, it doesn't take that long to get a level 4 epic.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been
I'm
buying him in the shop. I got lucky. He showed up in my shop like 2 times in a row. Fucking row token.
He was in my
Nice.
shop yesterday, and you know what I did? I didn't buy it.
I'm like 1 away from getting a level 4. I'm
You're
sad.
24
Oh,
or
yeah.
25.
That's crazy.
Funny story, real quick. Lappy was able to open 9 out of 10 lockers, and he had rogue token, and he missed the rogue token.
No.
I
Oh,
was
so salty.
dying so hard.
I DM'd
It was so
I
funny.
DM'd Buck to give me that 1 rogue token because bullshit
rough.
reasons.
That's rough.
I
Just 'cause?
I didn't get it. He didn't respond back, so I didn't get it. And then like right now, people are getting a little Robo Baby, kind of salty.
Yes, we should also talk about the level 5 Robo Bebe in the room, because
I'd like to talk about that.
I did a stream today.
That
I did a stream today and showcased her for about 2 hours, and I gotta say she was a fun card. Like, she was really good. But before we get into what everyone else has to say about this level 5 Robo Bebe, my opinion is, it was kind of dropped on us. There was no real forewarning for it.
This morning at like 8:30.
If they take the card away, as long as you were faithful enough to them and spent your coins and your mats into the level 5 Robo Baby, which most people showcasing them are, if they take that card away, it's not really going to affect my count in any way. I didn't sink money into that card. I just got it to showcase it. And Steve went on vacation, I believe this morning. So we really don't have, we're kind of in the dark right now with why we have it and what the reasoning is for it and if it's going to be taken away or kept. So my personal opinion is that if they take it away, it's going to be good for the community because it allows you guys to see what a level 5 Robo Bebe can do. And trust me, it can do a lot. You get it stacking up against some rats, and her speed does not go away. She just keeps shooting at that rate. And I would say that each of her stacks are probably either a third to a half of an Astronaut Butters Death Wish. So if she
really,
so that would be my opinion of playing with her. So if you can kill rats. If you kill rats, it seems like you're getting almost a ×2 Butters attack speed. Somebody might, have a different opinion of that. Average Guy, a Biogenesis, they all tested her as well today too. A bunch of the YouTubers made content. They might have different opinions, but that was kind of how I felt playing her. So LHM, like, you want to play this card, not saying you do, but if you did, you would know from watching me and saying, wow, this card's really good in high-level play. I want this card in my deck. I'm going to push for it rather than having to just kind of hope on a prayer that you're going to upgrade him and he's not going to be bad. But I would like to throw it to you guys.
Well, the thing here's my opinion on like whole YouTubers who get into showcase a level 5 Bebe. I think some of you guys deserved it. Like, you definitely content creator. But people like Cobes Mines, who is a huge negative face in this community, was gifted level 5 Robo Bebe for some odd reason. I just find it beyond this world that they went that far to give him that. I'm not saying like he didn't deserve anything, but like I know people are getting really salty over this. So like you said earlier, if they take it away, then you guys are probably going to get some little consolation prize. Like, oh, thank you for showcasing our card. Now people will get an idea of what she's like. You guys might get a little something. But the thing about when they release a new card, it's like, if you guys noticed with their first new cards, the first event they had with Hercules Clyde and Medusa Bebe, it took them about a month and a half to get them into PvP packs, and that's the only thing they were in. They weren't even released in lockers, free packs, and shops until another 2 months after that. Mm-hmm. So their cycle with releasing new cards is very, very slow. Mm-hmm. But the thing with the YouTubers that they get to showcase them, I find that cool. But at the same time, it's like you gave these
you gave these to some of the wrong people.
I only got 50 copies of the card this morning. And, like, don't get me wrong, I haven't done much with YouTube. I've done a few things here with HairGel, but I'm part of that community, and I don't know. It's a nice gesture because the people in this group are promoting the game for the South Park Phone Destroyer. So, is it publicity? 100%. Business-wise, it makes sense for them to potentially give this opportunity because they're showcasing something new that's in the game. So you're like, oh, I'm going to watch that because I want to see what this card is like. And to your point, they should release this card immediately after the event in everything because it's a common. It takes a bejesus amount of cards if you only get them in PvP packs for a month and a half, because who's going to trade them? If it's a great card, everyone's going to want it, so only the whales will get it.
Exactly.
And yes, people have it. We don't know if they're taking it away when the event's over. I'm indifferent because I didn't get many copies, and I'm totally cool with that. But it looks like a good card. I hope it's dealt with in the best light, and if it's not, then as a community, we should make it known and be as positive as you can with it and not jump down their throats and demand and blah, 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 because that won't accomplish anything. But it's different. I think they're doing a good gesture to the community, and I think Average Guy said it earlier. He has been rallying for something like this because it is a lot of time when you make videos. If you don't just stream takes a bit of setup time and it takes your time to do it. But if you're editing videos and all that, it's a large amount of your time to do that.
SD and W told me that on the last episode that the Mr. Hanky's Christmas special took over 40 hours of editing.
Yeah, so that's
a 4-minute video.
Right? So it's an appreciative factor for Redlinks to say, here you go. We appreciate what you do to help promote our company and build our community. Here you are. Promote it. It's like they're doing something nice and they're reaping the rewards from it above and beyond it.
Yeah, no, so what's your opinion on it, Lappy? Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know where Lappy went.
Lappy
had to pee.
Not here. Okay, well, we can kind of go back to his opinion. But I just want to kind of say one more thing, too. And I guarantee... Oh, he said, be right back. I guarantee you disagreed. One Giant Leap disagreed with what we were talking about for the phone system. I thought that's what he disagreed with. But I guarantee for YouTubers going forward with testing cards and showing what cards can do, friendly battles are on the way. They said friendly battles would be out in the middle of this season, so we can expect them in the next, I would say, at least 2 weeks. And we're probably not getting a card for another month because they rotate cards around every 4 weeks. So realistically, all they have to do next time is give us the one card, and we can test it in our own friendly battle situations. All they have to do is give us one copy of the card early release, and we get that opportunity to test. And I think that's a much better system. So,
and it was mentioned a couple times, and it probably would have been a better way. If they gave a separate account, like they just gave you the login for that account and said, here you are with the card, and it's mirrored to your actual deck or whatever, then you play on that, and then when the event's over, they delete the account. But that is an option. I don't know the logistics of it.
But that's again why I said if they take the card away, I'm not going to be upset about it. I would be more than happy to give that card back. It was fun to use. It was fun to showcase. I got a whole lot of views on my stream today. But again, I don't need it at level 5 just because they want to give it to me like that. I'd rather earn it myself anyways. So yeah, when friendly battles come, we'll be able to test them out with one copy, and it's not going to be unfair to everyone. because we won't have that copy we won't be able to play that card in the ladder. But so are you back now, Lappy? Can I start the call again? It's not letting you back in. Yes, I think Luke has his mic.
His is muted.
Luke, it looks like you're muted and Lappy's not here. So I think it's just me and Gerrt.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, I just had to grab some.
Okay. Can you invite Lappy back in? It looks like we've lost. There we go. Are you back now,
let me
Lappy?
get a hold of him.
So we are experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. I hope everyone can be patient with us. We're trying to get Lappy back on the call here, and then we will dive right back into his opinion of what the Robo Bebe team event and the YouTubers getting Robo Bebe. So once we get Lappy back,
I don't even know how you go about doing that.
Says he's still on the call.
yeah, can you boot him out and then re-invite him? I don't know how it works like that.
Hold up, I can't like kick him.
All right, well, end it and start a
Okay,
new one.
yeah, I'm gonna end it and I'll just invite you both back into one.
Ba-da, da-da, da-da. Did anybody watch the Briar this weekend? No, no one did. No one watches curling. It was good.
LH. Sorry about these technical difficulties here, guys.
Lappy Lizu.
Oh, here we go.
Dun, dun.
Is everyone able to hear me?
There we go.
You're being called again. Lappy, are you here?
He messaged me saying his voice chat bugged out.
Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'll just tell him what to do because I think I know how to fix it.
Cool.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start while we're waiting for Lappy, we can start into deck discussion, and I can pull Gert's deck up here, and he can talk about his deck a bit, and then if Lappy wants to jump back in and give his opinion on Robo Bebe, then we will more than welcome come back to that, but I think we just need to move on for the facts. So,
He said give him like 4 minutes. He's experiencing technical difficulties, and he'll be back in a minute.
Cool. So we'll start off with Gerrt, and then if Lappy's not back, I can pop over to you. But Lappy should be back by then, so we can kind of get back on track. But yeah, if you want to take it away, Gerrt, your deck's on screen here.
Oh, sweet.
So you can talk a little bit about it.
All right. I have been rocking this deck for a couple months now. Just power leveling all of these cards up. And I'm at a point now, I got Nathan like about an hour ago to level 5. And I want to work on Jimmy next. But I still have to power him up. Or I might work on Nelly. This deck's been doing me good. Lightning's there for its obvious reasons. My proudest card is my Hook Hand Clyde. I just got him to level 4. And I'm 3 upgrades away from maxing him, and Ike is maxed, Sally's maxed, Rats are maxed, Butters is maxed. Nathan I haven't put mats into yet, but he'll probably be 3/4 of the way there. Alien Clyde is about 1/3 of the way, I think. I've done very little to Nelly, just gotten her to like 51 damage, but it's done well for me. Couldn't get any requests for Terrence, so I went with Nathan, and he's pretty well an auto lightning bolt more than half the time. But
That's unfortunate.
yeah, I know it's so frustrating because he does work when he's sitting in the back just bombing away.
Yeah, I used to run him level 4 with Zen, and oh my god, he was a beauty.
Now I'm like, oh, he's gonna be level 5. He'll do that much more AOE damage, but zap.
The level 5 Nathan is actually the level 3 pre-patch Nathan, so...
Okay.
Just, like,
So he's basically huge lightning bait at
Yeah.
level 5.
Yeah, He'll work well when I have him.
Do you want to talk about any awesome combos you run? I see you run Crackhead Ike, Crackhead Sally. Is there anything else that you like comboing in your deck?
I like getting poison to work for me. Like if someone makes a mistake and drops like their 4th player on the field, I'm like, bloop, poison. And then I pretty well just bank mana while they're all dying. And if I can drop the Butters and Ike combo, I like to have Heidi taking the lead there to take the first few hits. And then Butters go in. And then I drop Ike or Sally or both, splitting them across the field. I'm a heavily like run and gun style play.
Well, yeah, you run a 2.8 average
2.8.
energy cost. Like that's very low.
Yeah.
Like normally between a 3 and like a 3.3 or 3.4 is like an average energy cost for a deck, but a 2.8 is really low. There's a lot of 2-drops in your deck, and then a lot of 3-drops as well.
Yeah, I played a bio the other day, and I actually beat him, and I was so proud of myself. And we were talking about it afterwards, and he's like, it felt like you just had more mana than I did. And he said it's not the first time he's seen it, but I've had a couple other people mention that to me, and I think it's because I just have such a low-cost deck. And when Hook Hand works for you, dear God, it is the best feeling when they drop, say, Mecha in the back corner, and you're like, here we go, 50-50, let it hit, and you're like, I got the 1 mana up, and it's like your best card. So I can normally pull a push out of that unless they drop Zen. And I like my deck. I'm at the point now though where
What's your opinion on having 2 Clydes in your deck? Would you ever consider running AQR instead of Alien?
No. He's a 5 cost. That lightning bolt I'd get rid of it if I could, but it is key for specific cards that are played often. And sometimes when I'm making my rush, they'll drop, say, Friar Jimmy right in front of their new kid. And I'm like, oh, he's going to get health back, and he's probably going to kill my 2 assassins running up. Well, just, boom, lightning bolt, and then someone goes in and sneaks away a bar.
Fair enough.
Using lightning on offensive, I think, is underrated.
Yeah, but that's, like, if you're pushing... You have a hyper-aggressive deck.
Yeah.
And like, Adventure itself, in my opinion, is an aggressive theme. And you put Adventure in your deck, you're trying to push down the line with a lot of damage. But the deck that you run is so low cost, I would almost consider it a hyper-aggressive. That you're honestly a hyperdrive away, like hyperdrive instead of lightning bolt or something, and that is a hyper-aggressive deck. I want to take as many bars as I can and how many pushes I can make. If it takes 2, if it takes 3, whatever it is, but all I'm going to care about is you can take as many bars as you get, but if I get them first, it's all that matters.
Yeah, and people will they'll give up, so I guess now I have to report them. If I'll get 1 bar right away, and I get Butters, as soon as it takes the bar, or right before, I'll drop, say, Sally, and Butters is
back.
In that push. Welcome! And Butters will get the boost, or Butters will send the boost to Sally, and she runs right in for the 2nd bar. And sometimes she gets it, or she just melts through whoever they spawn in, and I've made a good mana trade.
So my next question would then be is, does Nathan fit in your hyper-aggressive deck?
Yes and no. I primarily use him at the beginning of a match if he's in my hand, like as my first drop in the back. But to my point earlier, he's like an insta lightning bolt, and he more so now that I've got him level 5. But he's unique. When I do drop him outside of the start of the match, it's mid-range. So that if I'm making a push and they spawn, or if Zen's there and I know he's going to pull everyone in, well, I'll drop Nathan, because Nathan's also going to be AoEing everybody that's coming in to kill my guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And with Butters Hyperdrive, let me tell you, his first bomb is like just about to hit the other one, and the next one's going.
True. Did any of you have, well, you would find it probably the most, has anyone found that Nathan has the bounce now in his toss?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Big Gay Al.
What do you mean?
When they throw their bombs, so it used to be they always had overhand throws that went over their heads, but now every other throw is an underhand and it bounces off the ground and hits the unit.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
So what did I miss while I was gone, having technical issues? That's talking about me behind my back.
Yes, no, I'm glad you came back to the stream and you fixed your technical issues, because LHM was actually just talking a bunch of shit about you before you left, or right after you
Wow,
left.
Luke.
Oh,
No chill.
really?
I thought you were my best friend, Luke. Now I hate you.
I hate you too.
Wow.
No, but
I
actually,
think I was about to give you my visitor.
the only thing you really missed there, Lappy, is we kind of covered what the thought process was behind the Robo Bebe level 5s being given out to the YouTubers. So if you want to touch on that and give your opinion, we will kind of take some questions maybe from the chat that Gerrt can answer when you're done. So if you want to give your opinion.
Honestly, I think I just hope that they just did that temporarily, like giving the YouTubers like a level 5 Robo Bebe. So because I've seen a lot of people complaining, like, oh shit, they're gonna have them forever, like this is like permanent.
Yeah, and I kind of touched on that because I said, like, I wouldn't care if it got taken away on Monday. If Monday came and they said, oh, you know what, we gave you the card copies, the mats,
It happened again.
And oh, is he gone again?
Nope.
Wait, what?
Oh, what happened again?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I fucking lagged out again. It's weird.
But yeah, so basically, you know, if they take the card copies, the coins and the mats away, as long as we invested them into the card, which I did, and I know a bunch of other streamers did, because why wouldn't you want to showcase a level 5? Really, if they take that card away, we don't lose out on anything. As long as you were faithful enough to, you know, spend those materials and spend those coins on the card. Yeah, if they take it away on Monday, we didn't lose out on anything. And the next time it comes around, Lappy, friendly battles are going to be a thing. So all they have to do is give me one card copy before it's released, and I can showcase it without anyone being upset that my deck in the ladder is going to get really good. And that's basically what you missed if you're still there.
Yeah, he's still here, I think.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out what caused my issues.
All right.
Multitasking.
Well, while you're figuring out what caused your issues, I'm going to throw it over to LHM, and you can tell us about your deck, which I now have up on screen.
Oh boy. Hold up, let me. Okay, yep, it's here. So you guys can tell, you see the visitors in my deck right now. That is a level 4 program stand until I get those visitors up to 4. But you know, you got your basic adventure sci-fi cards. Now I do get some disrespect for not running the Fireball and Lightning Bolt. I just want to say I now have both of those cards level 4. My reasoning for not running Fireball a few weeks back was because I did not have a level 4 Fireball. It was level 3, but now I do. And I just want to say I do not like the cards. Lightning Bolt, it's situational for me. I don't like the 4-cost trading for 1 unit to be KO'd. I prefer just to push with an assassin like Astronaut Buttons, for example, and then have the next opponent get like that speed, or not opponent, but next card I have on the field, or my new kid to get that speed boost to help take out a few groups of enemy cards. That's definitely helped out before. And with Fireball, it's in my deck, it's caused more harm than help. I can never really get it to the point where I can take out big pushes, like I see how some people take me out with Fireball. But
yeah, like I get hurt a lot more from Fireball than actually I do damage when I use Fireball. Fireball is probably my worst spell in the entire game, just for my aim is awful.
Yeah, mine's pretty bad too. But as you can see, you're probably wondering how I'm one of the biggest whales in the game. Well, not one of the biggest whales. I'm a pretty big whale though, and not have a level 5. Your levels, all my commons level 6. But before this deck, I had a lot of level 5 rares, and even a level 6 common. I have a level 5 Zen, a level 5 Starvin Marvin. I used my request to get those 2 cards to level 5. I have a level 6 Poseidon Stan. I have a level 4 Buccaneer Bebe. So This should be
Well.
my deck for a while. My current plan is to finish Shaman Token. I need about like 80 more, I think, for
That's
level
really
6.
close.
Yeah, about 80. I'm like 920 in. I'm then gonna get my visitors to 4, and then I'm gonna get my Alien Queen Red to 5 because she is. That picture may be old. Yeah, that's 145. She is now 153 out of
Nice.
200. So that's more than.
No, that's
That's
awesome.
Way more than half.
Yeah, and she's a wicked card.
Yeah, definitely. At level 5, she is a beast. Her poison is, oh my god, it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then, it's going to take a while, but then I'm going to get my Enforcer Jimmy to 5. And the upgrades on them are going to take a while because I'm really low on alien hands right now. I think I got like
How?
4 of them. Shut up, Lappy, okay?
Look, I'll trade you all my sci-fi silvers for your fantasy match.
I will give you all 900 of my fantasy mats. My silver.
I need them. That will be able to finish all my fantasy shit. I have like 750, I think, the last time I checked.
You fucking whale. But then I'm gonna do my get my Calamity
whale.
ID to 6. And then probably my Smuggler Ike to 6, and then I'll see where I'll go from there. But
It looks like a good amount of your cards like have a decent base to them. Like even your Rats at 112 and your Ike at like what is that 424?
yeah,
Even-
424. I think it's like 450 something now.
Yeah,
I've been
like-
gaining a lot of those recently.
Your
I've
Hook and
also been
Clyde.
donating them too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like look at your Hook and Clyde though, 34 out of 100. Like a lot of these cards have really good bases to work on.
I've been working on that Clyde so hard. I got one from the event pack today. He is now 35 out of
Nice.
100. So
That's quality. That's good.
once I get that, I did the math, and if RNG is on my side just a little bit, I should have my level 5 Hook and Clyde by the middle of July. So
Rip.
Yeah, and that's probably when the meta will shift to that like level 5 epics, other than Chosen One, who's been running it for like 3 weeks now.
well, Slavis, Big Whale. I don't mean to call you out, buddy, but most
Wow,
of his
no chill.
epics. Most of his epics are level 5. Adorna did a pack opening, and all of his commons are level 6. All of his rares are level 5. I don't know how he does it. He has
Nasty.
put mad bank into that game.
Yeah.
That's nasty. Are there any specific combos that you like running in your deck?
Crackhead Terrence, definitely.
Crackhead Terrence.
It's deadly.
Yeah,
I hate when
see
that gets done to me.
Don't you want something to Kyle?
Plus, sometimes I'm able to pull that off. Plus the Gunslinger, so that is really
And Terrence.
nasty.
What's your gunslinger? Is it maxed?
Yeah, all the cards here are max.
And what is the
Well-
damage output for 3 seconds with gunslinger?
Believe it's 122.
It's not bad. It's not as great as I thought it was gonna be, but it's not bad.
He does 55 damage and his charge does 55 damage and his charge increases 122 attack.
Nice. Yeah. I run level 4 Gunslinger Kyle in my deck, and right now I have Robo Baby in it, but normally it's Gunslinger Kyle, and even at level 4, just like the 102 damage is really nice. But for some reason I thought by the time you'd be max level 5, it would be closer to like 140.
Quick question for you with now that you have your Bebe. How much percent do you think her attack speed gains with each kill? Like how much percentage would you say?
See, I find it like it's really hard to gauge percentage wise, but I kind of like I think I've said this in my stream, or I might have said it earlier today, but more or less I think it's about a half of a Butters charge from his Death Wish, an Astronaut Butters charge. So every time she gets the kill, like that's how I feel. It's like between a half and a third of what you would get for a speed boost from Butters, and it stacks. So the 4th time you're basically almost at a ×2 of what Butters would be. So every 2 kills you're almost getting a Butters Death Wish on her. That's how it felt. Again, some other people might have different opinion on it. But I think that would be really good if that's kind of where it was, because one rat swarm and you're shooting faster than if you had 2 Butters Death Wish.
I could see people trying to run her with hyperdrive. That's gonna probably be a
Oh
little
my
nasty.
god.
Yeah,
If she's
That's
already.
that's definitely
Does that stack?
that's definitely gonna
probably.
be nasty.
Because
Like-
I
It's
think,
definitely.
No.
well, because I
What if
believe
they could get? I was
Go.
wondering if they could get like a crackhead Bebe hyperdrive. Does hyperdrive and Butters Death Wish stack?
I believe they do stack. And I also
Oh
believe
god, that's gonna be.
I believe Robo Bebe is just attack speed. So if I'm not mistaken, she only gets the attack speed buff, not the movement speed buff. So in that case, if you were running her with Hyperdrive and Astronaut Butters, you'd be getting, not only would you be getting a stack on your attack speed, but you'd also get the movement speed
her
associated
speed.
with it.
And I know the Bebes aren't the fastest cards. In the
No, she's pretty slow overall, but she's got a lot of range, it feels like.
Yeah, she's not
game.
like.
I think their range is like with all the Bebes. I think their range is around like 3.5-ish in the 4
Rip.
range, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll go check.
Yeah, because I think her range is almost par with Captain Wendy's. At least Buccaneer Bebe's is.
It is
A
4
4.
range.
Ahoy, matey.
Okay, so
So like
gonna go
Ice
back
Sniper
to
Wendy
my-
is a 4 as well. If that's a
oh.
no one uses that card. Who am I kidding?
No one used. I actually saw a level 5 one today.
What?
Well, if
Yeah,
you're
level
running a
5.
freeze meta deck, like
Yeah, but she's maybe.
But
Go
this
walk
guy
the
wasn't
plank.
even running freeze right. He had a level 5 Sheriff. He had a level 5 Ice Sniper with level 5 Terran.
oh, that's weird.
Underrated maybe.
I'm gonna go back to the visitors real quick, if you
Yep.
guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
The thing. Okay, so with the new cards they've been releasing, their first ever card, their newest card, like when they released their first new card, that was Marcus. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
when people were getting their Marcuses, they were like, oh, maybe at like level 3, this card could actually be decent. Now remember, this was before New Kids Health got cut in half. That was a few months back.
True.
I think
That
that
is
was
true.
before Worldwide Launch. I
Okay.
think that was before launch.
I remember. Yeah, and I
And-
remember that.
It
He
went,
did
yeah,
get nerfed.
He sucked.
He did get nerfed. He did get nerfed. And then they started releasing new cards after that, and they just weren't that solid. Now, my opinions on the visitors.
They suck.
I may sound ridiculous, but I honestly think the visitors are the best new card they have ever released, because if you check their level 4 stats, their max level 4 stats, it doesn't seem like much, but they are able to survive 2 hits from the max level 5 Terran, which is actually pretty decent for a 3-drop. And their range is great. Their attack speed is great. I just really like the visitors. I'm glad I was able to get them. But the visitors are gonna, if you're considering running the visitors in your sci-fi deck, do it. It's definitely gonna be worth it.
Look,
I
this
think
reminds me
they're
of when
very
you were
good
running
cards.
Tarvin Marvin.
Shut the fuck.
You said the same exact thing. Oh my god, Tarvin Marvin is the best card in the game, blah, 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 blah.
in our NAMBLETS chat, our NAMBLETS, NAMBLINGS, NAMBLAST,
General United.
Fabian actually posted. Where was I going with this?
Where were you going with this?
Now I don't remember.
Rip.
Aliens.
No, I can't remember what it was. There was
Alien.
I had a sweet thought that I was gonna call out, and I don't really remember what it was.
Is it about me?
Yeah, it probably was. It was probably about how amazing you are, but
Yep.
no,
About me.
I agree with the visitors. I think that they're a really good card, and I think if you can protect them, their damage per second is really, really strong because they're getting
It's
the
so
2
good.
shots. Yeah, so like no other ranged unit can shoot like pew pew. Like everyone has to be like shot, reload, shot. Like
Yeah, with the visitors, like if you notice with the Bebes, Medusa and Buccaneer, more than
You have to reload.
even
Yeah,
Robo,
they gotta reload.
even
Is
Robo
she that
reloads.
slow before a kill?
Yeah, before a kill, she runs at like a Buccaneer pace.
What I don't like about Visitor is their range, to be honest.
The visitors' range is very nice. Their
Yeah.
attack speed, like Gravel was saying, it's like pew pew, no reload. It's like
Yeah.
I counted
It's
the
point-
Mississippi
it's-
seconds. It's about 1.5 Mississippi on their attack.
Yeah.
Wow, did you just say... Luke, how old are you?
I'm 14, Lappy.
But why did you say it like that?
That's how long an actual second is. 1 Mississippi.
Yeah, but you don't say that out loud. It's like 1.4 second or some shit like that.
Shut the fuck up. You're wondering my thoughts on the second best new card they've released? Cupid Cartman. Definitely.
Cupid Cartman.
Level 5s are deadly.
I honestly think, like, going back to what you said about Marcus, I think Marcus is one of the top tier new cards they released, only because, like you said, well, when they cut the health bar in half, so, like, a level 3 Marcus maxed out does, like, 90 pillow damage. And
level 4 maxed out is a lot.
Yeah, like average guys does like 120 or 115 pillow damage when he hits you with that.
It's 100. I think it's 112 or 114 actually.
112 is what popped in my mind.
Yeah.
HP though.
So if you think about that, and you've got a level 15, because if I had a level 4 Marcus right now, which is if I really tried for it since the beginning when it came out, I might have been able to do it because it came in my shop so often. I'd be facing another level 15 or 16 new kid who has 398 health, just like myself. So if I can get the pillow off twice, I've chunked half a health bar.
Yeah. It's pretty good once you've got it leveled up. Before that, it's...
Like you said, I think when it was released, everyone was like, oh, this card sucks. Like, the pillow damage doesn't even chunk, like, a quarter of my health bar when I use it against someone. But when they nerfed the new kid health down, I think that the card got a lot more viable, and no one was using it except for average guys, so it gave that, like, well, average guy's gonna be, like, running it, so he's, like, telling people it's good, but no one's really testing it, and no one's seeing for themselves.
Well, quick point about average guy's Marcus. It wasn't his idea to run his Marcus. I know... I was told that the entire team of Dire Tide runs Marcus, and they were the ones who actually got Average Guy to run his Marcus, and he left Dire Tide for the Lady Boys, I think.
Okay.
Someone correct me.
Now, but you'd only use Call of the Route.
I don't think the Biogenesis plays Marcus, and he's a Dire Tide member.
All the NAMBLA players should play Call of the Route. Show off.
Lappy, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking find you.
But yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions about your deck there, LHM. So I'm gonna bring it to Lappy's Season 2 deck, and he can talk about this. And if we have time, we'll do the Season 3 deck. If not, we'll jump into the last bit about bugs and glitches.
Okay. So my deck is running Mythic Fantasy. Kind of obvious how I run this deck. Stall with Zen, add Rangers, protect Zen. But right now, like I'm so like undecisive with my deck right now, so it's always inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, you're trying to grab that top 100 spot and hold on to it too. So where you're constantly playing like that, you have to change your style if there's meta shifting.
Yeah, like right now I dropped Terrence, like, because I rarely use him.
Well, here, what rank did you finish with this deck?
81.
Damn. That was a good season for you. So I
managed to snipe like one win, like boosted me up from like 103 to 81 at the last 5 minutes of the season.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's crazy. Here, I'll give you... This is the deck you're running now, so why don't you talk about this one?
Bye, OGL.
The deck I'm running right now. This is the one with unholy combustion.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. I was so, like... It's basically different from that deck and the other deck, as I dropped Terrence.
Oh,
because I rarely use him because I have Nelly. She's cheaper, tankier...
Yeah, I like Nelly.
And people, yeah, like Terrence is usually like an Alien Queen Red bait with Terrence.
I'm lightning her every time, or him every time.
Yeah, and I find with Terrence, I think Faro said this one time. Terrence is really a counter card. And you don't just want to throw Terrence out there to be in a team fight. You want to throw Terrence out if there's critters or if there's another Terrence or another flying card, because that's your kind of response card. Where Nelly,
Yeah, like-
personally playing Nelly, is she can be in the middle of a team fight and she'll just hit everyone.
Yeah.
Yup. Works great with Zen. Like, she just fucking uses ability and everyone goes towards Zen. And she does so much damage.
Yeah, and
And right now, like,
she's got that little knockback too, so...
Oh, when she's
no
hyperdrived? Or...
oh no, she's untouchable.
Yeah, like you'll get 3 hits off before even Calamity Heidi can get her first off.
She's ridiculous.
And she melts rats.
Oh yeah, that one swing.
So, with Power Bind, I only use it like for like Stand of Many Moons or Mecha Timmy's or Marcus's or
Do you
Gunslinger
still
Kyle's.
see that?
Kyle's.
You'd use it on a Gunslinger Kyle too. That's interesting.
Yeah, because the occasional Captain Wendy or Pirate Ship Timmy.
Yeah, I could see a Pirate Ship Timmy because sometimes that ability can really do some damage.
And
That is
at
weird.
the moment I dropped Unholy Combustion because it's just too much of a cost. Like, in terrible starting hand, I get Unholy Combustion, Power Bind, Rogue Token, Friar, and Angel. Just like terrible starting hand. So I dropped Unholy Combustion with Nathan, and it gives me better starting hand. He's slow. Match it with Mythic Fantasy style, it's play style and shit like that.
Okay.
Doing a lot of good work.
Would you ever think about running Craig in this deck?
I would actually. I would replace Craig with Unholy Combustion if I had him leveled up. He's level 1.
Okay.
I'm close to my
And
level
like,
5 Dark
so,
Mage.
like, I'm broke on match right now. I need 700 match to finish upgrading all my shit,
Wow.
all my fantasy shit. 700 match.
I haven't spent other than putting Zen to level 2, I haven't spent a single mat on Mystic. And then in Fantasy, I've only gotten Stan up to level 3. But I haven't spent a mat other than that. And that's why I just got to rank 15 today.
True.
Because I don't play them, so I'm like, oh, I won't put anything into this card just because, hey, it might get nerfed down the road or another card might take its place.
Rip Mystic. Nerf Mystic again.
Rip, rip.
Type F in chat. Pay respects.
then it's too OP.
Are there any of your
Low
cards
energy.
maxed out there, Lappy?
Maxed out. Mainly the Mythic cards. None of the fantasy cards are maxed out. None of them.
Okay. Is there a specific order you want to max out those fantasy cards?
I want to go for the commons first, or if I get that final rogue token, rogue is first.
I was going to say, Rogue's going to eat
definitely want that rogue.
all your mats
Would you
that you get.
would you pick Stan the Great or one of the assassins?
Dan.
Yeah, that's... What's your
then
guys'
Kenny.
thoughts on Stan the Great right now?
He's still OP as hell. Like,
I
he's,
think
I would
so.
say
he's a meta card. I don't even care who.
He's definitely a meta card.
Don't nerf him.
I wouldn't go as far to say he is OP.
He's
but,
just,
Please don't nerf him.
he
he's
can
holding my deck
destroy
together.
ya, He can win games.
If you guys
Definitely.
nerf my fantasy cards, I'll be so mad.
So
That's the only thing keeping me sane.
my only thing with Stan the Great is I think 5 seconds is more reasonable than 7.
It's way too
Yeah.
long. Like, my guy
It's,
can
I
kill
think
him,
it's a little long.
run
Yeah.
across the whole field, and hit the new kid, and no damage.
Like it just
Yeah.
melts in team fights. But like 5 seconds is more reasonable. Like I find, and I don't know if you guys do this, but when things happen in the game, sometimes I count. Like so
Yeah,
if
that helps. That really helps.
yeah
actually.
if Mecha Timmy uses mind control on me, I'll count 3 seconds in my head, so I know when she's gonna change, when that unit's gonna change back. I can't really count Stan the Great because once I get to 5, I'm kind of like too focused on whatever the hell I have to do now. Because like normally by 5, my team push is gone, and I'm more worried about defending the new kid that I don't even get to count to 7.
Rip.
Can we get
subtle?
Can we get a rip in the chat, please?
So right now I'm deciding on if I should run Nathan or not in my deck.
I'll let you know how
Unholy
level
Combustion.
5 goes tomorrow.
Yvrain says Stan the Great is 5 seconds right now, but I thought it was
Yeah,
7.
it is.
Is it?
Why did I think it was
Yeah, it is
7?
5.
It seems a lot longer than that.
That's Poseidon you're thinking of.
It's 6 seconds with Poseidon.
Well, I still think Stan the Great at 5, like, it's still a bit long.
Poseidon Stan actually scales better than Stan the Great.
Yeah, he does.
The Poseidon Stan ability, that 7 seconds is really long, and
At 6, it's 8.
that's level 6. And I think Poseidon Stan is the only card that scales like that.
I think he goes from
5.
I'm probably wrong.
6.
I think he goes from 5 seconds to 8.
It's 6 seconds.
Is it? Oh.
Yep. So what are your opinions on Nathan?
I love him.
Underrated.
Oh yeah, you missed the whole
I'm
Nathan
gonna say
chat
it.
too, didn't you?
Yeah, should I run him in my deck?
He's pretty good. He's kind of situational for me. If I don't start with him at the very beginning of my deck, like my opening move, I'll drop him about midway.
A boot.
That way, when I've got my push starting, he's just dropping bombs in the back.
Talking about
You like to
dropping
make fun of
bombs.
other people's accents, Lappies? Huh?
Are you making fun of my accent?
Yes.
I'm dead. I am so done with you. I was about to call you Nathan.
Oh my God! Remember Nathan? Okay. Quick
So
story.
here's a story. Anecdote.
I'm telling it, bitch.
Wow. Fuck you.
I told you, Gravel. I told you earlier that me and Lappy go way back
Mm-hmm.
when the game first came out. Before we were a duo together, we were actually a trio with this other kid named Nathan, and we voice chatted all the time. We voice chatted like every other day. We talked all the time, and then one day he broke his phone, and he stopped playing the game, and he stopped talking to us and everything. And I just got a hold of him the other day, and he was talking about like, oh, I've been going through some pretty hard stuff in my life. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, voice chat, I'll talk about it. And I'm like, okay. And then he made a mistake of leaving the South Park Phone Destroyer server. So every time I tried to send him a message, it wouldn't go through. I'd get that Clyde bot.
Oh, okay.
So, can we get a rip in the chat from my boy Nathan? I tried to send him a friend request, but one day Nathan, me and Lappy pray that one day Nathan will return.
He very well might. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? So Legacy over here, which is Technique, he actually says that you need to be placed in the corner, LHM. What is your opinion of the corner?
Oh, fuck the corner! I fucking hate
you look at that. Look at.
It's the best.
No. I hate the corner.
From an outsider's point of view,
mind.
it's pretty good.
Okay. So for our viewers that don't know what the corner is, for our non-NAMBLA-X players, can one of you two please explain the corner?
I'll explain it because I'm there all the goddamn time.
Yup.
So, pretty much, when I'm a bad, quote, bad boy, I get put into something called the corner, where I have to message and talk to myself, while the other guys in NAMBLA get to put reactions on my messages and laugh at me, and beat me like a freaking dead horse, and I hate it. The corner gives me PTSD, I swear to God. Nigel promised me. He tricked me. He promised me I wouldn't be put into the corner again. But then he's like, I promised you I wasn't going to put you in the corner again. But Adorna can still put you in the corner. I'm like, he put me in the corner the other day because I said, like, I'm not a fan of the Zelda or Metroid series from Nintendo. Because, like, this is when they were announcing like, the new Smash Brothers that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch. I was like, oh yeah, Zelda sucks, Metroid sucks. And he's like, oh fuck, you've done it now.
Corner.
And he put me in the corner.
Would you look at that?
Corner's wicked.
That's hilarious. I personally love the corner. So for an outside perspective of the corner, all I get to do is I just get to emote on whatever you guys are talking about. And most of the time, it's almost like you guys are writing a story, an impromptu story. You know, you're like hitting each other with things.
Yeah.
And like
That's
that's the best part about the corner, in my opinion.
We do these like we put the little asterisks to make like them like to slant the text.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
done in
Like-
italics.
like-
Role playing.
I'm like punches Lappy in the face and he's like gets up,
You
kicks
tell
Luke in the
stories.
stomach.
Like you tell
And I'm like-
plays or stories. I remember the first time I looked at it, I was like, "What is
Oh, yeah.
this?"
Me-
But then you read like the last 20 minutes, and you're like, "I just read a short story, and it's awesome."
Me and Gerrt joined the NAMBLA team in beginning of January, I would say now.
Yeah.
It was probably about that time, and I swear we joined and you went in the corner within 12 hours of us being on the team.
Oh
Like,
my god.
So, as a new
Any
player
regret?
to the team, it was like, what's the corner?
Yeah, we were texting each other like, "What the hell is this?" We didn't realize
For
that you
entertainment.
guys were like the only ones in the corner.
Yeah, and then like by the second time you went to the corner, it was like, oh, they're in the corner again. Like, this is going to be hilarious.
Rip. Yeet.
Sometimes Adorna comes in as like a judge, like kind of like a boxing referee.
Yeah. It's good time.
Yeah.
Insider.
It's
Just
fun.
that's a little something
Whenever-
for anyone that wants to know what Team NAMBLA does for entertainment.
We do crazy shit. Don't join.
They have fun. I don't.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Luke is
having
not allowed to
fun
have
for
fun.
No fun for Luke.
That's
Nope.
one of the NAMBLA rules listed in the rules section.
Yeah, it is.
Luke is not allowed to have fun.
So
Everyone gather around.
we're about an hour and 45 minutes in. I want to quickly kind of go over the bugs and glitches that are still around since after the hotfix. So we'll just kind of run through them as fast as we can, and then we will take some questions from the chat. But first one first, people are saying that cards are still being drawn to their hand that are already on the field, and this was supposed to be a bug that was being fixed in the hotfix. It was one of the most prominent bugs that people were complaining about. What are your guys' thoughts?
It doesn't happen as much. It's only happened.
I
a few
hate that bug.
times.
I haven't seen it since the hotfix, so I don't know if I'm just getting lucky.
I think
but
I saw
if
it once when I played today.
people are still complaining that it's happening, then Red Links needs to really step up its game.
Yeah, I think they fix. If
That's a
it's
good
not
one.
a 100% fix change, I think it's pretty well
Don't call it-
gone. But
Did he cut out?
You still there, Lappy?
No.
Oh, he's still there. I think Red One Mimsy said it the best. Is the hardest part about that glitch is when you're pushing up the field and you mow down a Zen Cartman and your opponent drops a Zen Cartman immediately after in the same
my
position.
God.
Oh, I could imagine that. Hasn't happened to me personally, but I like. Can we get
A rip in
guys
the chat.
put some? Can we get some Fs in the chat and some rips for all those victims that have encountered double Zen? Let's get push F to pay respects.
Double Zen respects.
I like double Zen.
Yeah, I don't.
It reminds me of the double pump in Fortnite.
Yeah, the double pump.
Oh my god, Luke,
gone.
shut up. No one loves you.
So I know one that a lot of people. A lot of people that are talking about the insta-casting right now. So Hook and Clyde, Rogue Token, and Alien Clyde, and I think Robin Tweak just recently joined the list of cards that skip their Warcry animations and apply damage instantly. That is still apparent. Today on my stream, I used the Alien Clyde glitch in a few of my matches, so I can say that glitch is still running rampant.
It's the longest lasting glitch I think that everyone knows about.
Mhm.
Which,
That's
that tells
been
me
a
that it's
problem
a
for while
hard.
now.
It must be really difficult to fix, or they just don't know what's causing it because.
Or don't give two shits about it.
Well,
Same with the rubber banding.
yeah, the rubber banding's really bad, but like Rogue Token just recently started with that glitch. Like Alien Clyde's been like that for months now, but Rogue Token's been like the last 3 weeks.
Because like someone will play the card
I feel like
and
people are like just recently starting to pick up Rogue Token after
True.
his recent buff back
Rogue
to
Token.
4.
no one used him, and now he's
That's
in
true.
every high level.
Fantasy
Use the con
deck,
5
yeah.
energy.
Yes, we know Lappy, but before that he was 4. He went to 4
Not
to
everyone
5 to
knows
4.
No, not everyone knows this, Luke. We're telling the audience.
Yeah, we need
That's
to
a new player.
explain things to the audience.
Yes, Luke, you're terrible. Yes.
But that brings us, I guess, into rubber banding, like was mentioned earlier. I think LHM, I think you were encountering a bunch of rubber banding today, you said?
Yeah, today I've encountered a ton of rubber banding. I don't know
having
if
your
it's
rubber
my
band
side of the connection or their side of the connection, but I have never had one of my cards rubber band when they die. When they die, they die. But sometimes when I kill an opponent's card, like so.
Terrence.
For me, the most, it happens the most with Assassins and Terrence Mephisto, which are the worst things that could happen because
revives Terrence and he kills the ranger that was killing him 1 second later.
Yeah.
Or when that rat is just
my
sitting.
Gunslinger Kyle will kill him and then he'll come back and kill my Gunslinger. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
The rat's sitting at the new kid just eating and eating and eating and eating and cannot die. Have you seen that one yet?
Speaking of rats...
You're a rat,
no,
Luke.
I have not encountered that.
Oh, it sucks.
Speaking of rats, I'm sure Slavis would love that with his fucking level 7 rats.
Talking about rats, Luke, how's your day?
God.
Someone book me that plane ticket to Georgia.
Nah.
Can we book LHM a plane ticket to the corner, please?
Start a Patreon.
Start me up a Kickstarter. Help, we'll title it Help LHM Kick Lappy's Ass.
What are the benefits? Lappy stops existing.
Yes,
we get rid
Lappy
of Lappy.
stops existing. That is definitely a benefit.
So it's basically like a real-life version of the corner.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, no.
No! That shit's gonna give me more PTSD than I already have.
We'll just put you into a room
Good.
and leave you there and just have a camera that everyone can just watch.
I remember when we had a player who is sadly retired. His name is Sypha. He is recently retired. But the teammates were joking around with him. They were like, Sypha, what would you do if you were locked in a room with the LHM for a week? And he was like, I was locked in a room with that kid for a week. I don't know what I would do. And I was like, oh, Sypha, we're going to have the greatest time play board and tell scary stories.
Make friendship bracelets.
Let's go to camp.
That's awesome. So I guess the last glitch I want to just cover, and I know we're kind of like running through them quick, but it's one that's I think is a sore spot for you and especially there, Lappy. So I'll let you take it away with Dwarf King Clyde.
Oh my god, the amount of time. So I ran a statistic and like I found out how many times he like did not do his war cry. Like the slightest even like bump and like if you slight movement in him like doesn't do his war cry. It's random. It's like a 65% chance that he won't do his war. Kind of dumb. Like if I want to use him and like him on my side, I think that's kind of many moons coming and he's just there and doesn't get the war cry. Like why?
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using him as a removal spell.
Yeah. And for Mystic and Fantasy, like he's the only removal spell other than Unholy Combustion.
And Rogue Token.
And Rogue Token, but
Rogue
that's
Token's
beyond the point.
More for lots of units and not for one specifically.
Assassin.
Yeah. Rogue Token's more of a fireball where Dwarf King Clyde's more of a lightning bolt.
Yeah. I would use him in my deck if he wasn't so buggy.
Don't you miss the days when he would go after the new kid and you just drop
I
him
miss
at the
those
middle
days.
and he just
That used to be
bolt right in and just
I'm
boom,
so
massive
glad
damage.
that's fucking gone.
It was so OP.
That used to be my deck. I used to run Adventure and Fantasy.
Yeah, you just put up. There he goes. Bye.
So based on my deck was based on around DK Clyde. Just chunk him in as much as I can. He's DK Clyde and Butters. Shoot him with Butters. Lightning him if I have to. Cog Magic to Fireball and Lightning all in one. You have Storyteller Jimmy to block all those fucking cocks. Back when Cog Magic used to be OP. And just turtle out the entire game.
And then they nerfed your shit.
They nerfed Cog Magic. And then DK Clyde.
That honestly, like, I don't want to sound like a bitch, but that card honestly needed to be.
Yeah, Cog Magic was running.
Oh, it was bloop, everything. Bloop.
It was originally a 4-cost reset game button.
Yep.
I was okay with it.
And then they changed it to a 5-cost reset game button. But
It was still OP at 5, and I'm glad I'm happy with the way it works now. With the level 1 cock magic will turn 1 random unit into a cock. You know, level 4 cock magic, I do see that. It's a little bit of a pain, but you know, you gotta deal with it.
They're a little bit of a pain, Luke.
Yeah, they've earned it. They've earned that. Let them have that last bit of humanity that they have left.
Yeah, because they earned that level 4 epic.
There is no humanity left.
I just want to call out in the chat that if anyone hasn't seen Shredderfire in a little while, he dropped down to 3,500 today.
Rip.
With what?
So you know, everyone post an F in the chat for pair specs.
He dropped out of what?
He dropped from rank
115 to 3,500.
Ooh, yeah, we need some Fs. Get some Fs. get some Fs.
Look, shut the fuck up. You look at your rank. You see like top 30.
Yeah.
Get some Fs.
And like 200, you're washed up. You know what's bad when me as a free-to-play player and Luke as a mega whale, I'm beating him in rank.
Is Luke a beached whale?
He's a mega whale. He's like he spent like $3,000 in this game. I don't know how much. 2,000, I think. 2K.
No, it's around 3K.
3K in this game from Grandma's retirement money.
Grandma's
retirement. Oh, you guys have just been a blast to have on, I gotta say.
Yeet.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw up Nigel's artwork and give a call out to him. For anyone that's
he is a god.
He is a god. For anyone that's looking to get some artwork done by him, his Discord is at NigelGens #0851. If you look in this little collage I've made, I believe Lappy's in there a couple times.
I'm in there.
You're in there. You're in there. I just can't exactly.
I'm in the top center.
I'm right under Nigel's new kid, right under.
Oh yeah, you are. You're right underneath with the.
I'm right with the purple background, like in the back, like in the really top.
Next to SDNW and Lixie.
Yeah. And then, so there's quite a few new kids in there, and he does a really awesome job at that. I believe he does it with a pen and a tablet, like a computer pen and a tablet.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think what is it? Is it a $20 donation that he's looking for?
He charges $20. He gives you one free picture, I believe. Well, he gave us a NAMBLA. One free picture.
Yeah, but like for everyone outside of like the NAMBLA.
Everyone outside of NAMBLA, it will cost you $20 for a picture.
Yeah, it's a $20 donation, and then he'll do something up for you quite like this, so that you'll have.
But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was speaking with him last week about how this week I get paid, and I was looking to possibly get one from him, so I'll be getting in touch with him in the next few days.
I was talking to him about 2 weeks ago, and he's got a huge line.
I bet. It's just a massive list of players that want this done.
I don't get paid enough to be here around Luke.
Well, you're also a 17-year-old bum who doesn't have a job and still lives with his mom.
I hope it's 17.
Well, you both are in school, like.
Yeah, but
help me! I'm being held here against my will. Call the police.
This boy is 17.
Live stream corner.
I am 14 years old and I'm getting a job in 2 weeks.
LHM is getting a plane ticket. He's gonna bust you out, Lappy. Don't worry, he's coming to your rescue.
Yay!
No, I'm not coming to your rescue. I'm coming to kill you.
No.
Yes.
Why would anyone kill me? I'm smart and funny. I'm adorable.
Are you Heidi?
Yes, I am.
Smart and funny.
I remember when her lines were the ones from the show, and then they changed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know I wish to get Luke really annoyed. Just say any quote from a game and like from a character.
Oh, that really that really pisses me off when he like goes to the chat and he types in a quote from a character. I don't know what it is. It just really makes me mad.
Onward.
It's only from Lappy too. It's only from Lappy. Oh, you're pissing me off now. But if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but when some characters died, they no longer have this. But when some characters died, they
used to say a little death quote. Now they
Yeah.
just kind of like groan when they die.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Cupid. If you listen to Cupid Cartman, when he dies, he's like, "Fuck you," and then like if you wait a few seconds,
That
whisper,
voice.
he's like, "Fuck you, dude." Stan of Many Moons used to, when he died, he used to say, "Bury my heart at Wounded Knee."
That one I don't remember.
I remember that one. Zen Cartman's, when you spawn him in, he says reincarnation better be sweet. That used to be his death speech when he died. He was like,
Yeah,
that used to be
I remember
sweet.
that. I remember that.
Make way for the king of
I
the world.
remember.
I mean,
Remember Chewbacca? I remember. We're just gonna throw this out there. You guys can just banter on for a bit, but if the chat has any questions, toss them forward, and I will ask one of these fine gentlemen a question from the chat. Gander says, "You know what, Luke?" And then he says, "Let's walk with me."
he's actually got that. He's actually got that quote wrong. It's from Witch Doctor Token. It's death.
Death walk. Death walk.
So get that shit out of here. You
Get-
can't even.
Get good.
Get good with your quotes.
Get good.
Just get good.
To battle. I know all the quotes. I'm trying to write down all the quotes from the game. It's my
But-
challenge.
Yeah, I just deleted
He deleted.
Yeah.
Phone, Gandaris.
There we go.
You know what though? Like, speaking of knowing all the quotes from the audio, how nice is it? I don't know. Do you guys ever have situations where you don't get to play with the audio on? Like, how nice is it when you get that moment where you can just sit and play with?
It's my favorite part of the game. When I have a moment when I'm like by myself, or like, I'm just laying there on the couch and I can, click the volume button on and just, yes, it's like when I first started to play and I always had the volume on.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you heard Phone Destroyer?
Today.
Good.
But do you guys like run into situations where you're at school and like you can't play with the volume on, or do you like run headphones?
Play at my school. They don't allow phones. I got caught in the bathroom with my phone and almost got it taken
What the
away.
fuck, Luke? What kind of school do you go to that don't allow you phones?
Actually,
I was just about to say the name of the school, but then that would be really. So.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't
We're gonna
say
shoot
the
up the
name,
school.
but like,
We're gonna shoot up the school. It's gonna.
you
Luke,
actually
tomorrow
can't
wear
have a phone?
An orange shirt.
Do they take them at the beginning of the day?
No, we just like they tell them
phone.
like, okay, if you bring them, they got to stay in your locker, but everyone just carries them in their pocket. Like, you
Yeah.
can literally see the bulge.
I remember in high school they were like, you can't have your phones and stuff, but
Our high school
now
allows
you
them.
can have them for like
Yeah.
when you're using them for
Educational
school purposes. It's
No,
a tool.
in
to
high
use.
My school allows
like
me to.
Lappy, go.
In my school, like they allow phones. Like if
Oh, did we lose Lappy again?
Probably.
am I still here?
Yeah.
I just kind of for like a half a second. I got scared. Not again.
Okay, so at your school,
So at my school, like once we're like done with all our work, we can be on our phones. Any free time we're allowed to be on our phones.
You lucky son of a bitch.
that's fair.
We
When
can
I went,
also multitask with our phones. Like we can be on our phone doing our work at the same time.
true.
See, in my district, once we get into high school, they're not allowed
Prohibited.
Elementary and in
I mean,
middle
some of my
school.
classes don't allow them. Like they don't want them at all. But the other classes are pretty chill. Like you can have them around.
Cell phones weren't a
Yeah,
thing
but
when I was
like
in
your
In my
messages-
high school, we can
Yeah.
use them in between
We're in
classes
junior high, really.
and at lunch.
When I was in high school, the cell phones were so new that there was no rules on them
Razors,
yet.
bud.
So like
Razors.
you would have like a flip phone in your desk, and you would be like T9, but because you had T9 for your messages,
You didn't have to look.
you didn't have to look because you knew which keys and how many times to press the button to get the letter you wanted. So you would just be like staring at the board in class and like texting your friends underneath the desk, and no one would be like any the wiser, more or less. But when I was in university, I had a professor that tried to tell me we couldn't bring our laptops to university, which made no sense because that's what everyone
Type notes.
uses for notes. No one brings a pen and a paper to a class
Yeah,
in university.
My school has spent the money to give every student, which is 1,000 kids in my school, a laptop.
Good.
That is crazy awesome.
That's wicked. School money put in good
That's,
use.
that's awesome.
So there's no more pen and paper taking notes. Only for
What
like
privilege.
those like really old teachers that are like, I don't like these Chromebooks. Get out your notebooks. I personally prefer pen and paper notes rather than like, I don't know. I just kind of like old school stuff.
Look, what type of overprivileged white school do you go to?
A good one.
A good one.
Private school for the win.
I went to private
Aw.
school for a bit.
I hate white people so much sometimes.
Oh,
You're a
dude,
fucking
just
Asian. Shut
Take
up.
that. Take
That's
that
to
back,
white people. That's to white people. Yellow power.
bud. We almost made it through.
We almost made it through.
We almost made it through the whole stream.
Rip.
Can we get a rip in the chat, guys?
Ribbon to chat.
Rip. What happened?
Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions from the chat. Is there any last words that you guys want to say?
Fuck you
No.
all. You all die.
Rip.
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 Death to human. Any final word from me? I just want to dab at all the haters. What else? Nothing else. Just I hate you all. And die.
All right, LHM, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you for all those who came, stayed to watch the stream.
Mhm.
True troopers. Let's get an F in the chat to pay respects to those people right now. But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
No problem.
Even though I hate you all.
Gerrt, do you have any last words you want to say on the...
Gandera's, my answer is yes. Only I know that one. No, it was good episode. It was nice to be on here. It's good having you two bantering in the background. Enjoy the corner, because I'm pretty sure you're going to go there.
Fuck the corner.
He's going back.
I'm excited to see what's next in this game. And also, quick shout out. NAMBLETS has a few spaces available.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
if you're watching and you would like to become a member of NAMBLA,
If you would like to be in the
Hit us up.
NAMBLA umbrella, you can hit up Bounce, and he will get you a position on the NAMBLETS, and I believe his Discord is just at Bounce.
yes, so he's also in the South Park Phone Destroyer, like the main one. So if you're a part of that, just swipe to the side, or however it works on PC,
And search for Bounce.
Send him a message.
Yeah,
and
let him know you want to be on NAMBLETS,
Yep.
and we'll definitely get you in there, because we are growing, and a few of the NAMBLETS made their way up into NAMBLA, and shout out to those guys, because they
Tonto.
worked hard to get there.
And mobile.
But we have to fill those spots. So if you're a strong player and you're in the legendary and you want to be on NAMBLETS, you hit up Bounce for sure.
Want to get good?
But thank you all for showing up. Thank you, LHM. Thank you, Lappy. And thank you, Gerrt. It's been a pleasure having you guys. This was a really good episode for episode 2. And
This was really fun.
yeah, I'd love to have you guys all on again.
You're pretty lit.
But my plan is to kind of do a rotation, and I'm hoping I can get some more NAMBLINGs on next week. So I'm gonna reach out to them over Discord this weekend, and then I might try and bring in Average Guy for the 4th week in episode 4.
Oh,
And because he's reached out to me and said that he'd be interested in coming on here. So I'll see maybe who wants to come on with him, and maybe try and reach out to Yvrain and have those two on together to kind of talk about Helsinki.
Oh, Jesus.
But well, if that works
can I
out,
have a
great.
final word?
If that works out, great. If it doesn't, it's no skin on my back. I just want to have kind of the best channel for us NAMBLA players. And so if you want to be on the episode 3, and preferably if there's some NAMBLINGs guys there that want to reach out to me, just message me on Discord, and maybe we'll get Tech on here, and he can just sling shit everywhere.
I want to
No.
ask Garrett something, or Gert. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry.
Gert's the game. Garrett's my actual name.
Gert's a fish.
Oh.
Gerrt the fish, boy.
Did you get an EX raid pass yet?
No. There was
You're
one.
fine.
There's a gym literally like 2-minute walk, not even 2 minutes, like a minute walk down the road, and it is part of the EX pass ones. And back when
Ooh.
everyone and their dog got one, I did not get one, and I had over 100 days held on that gym.
Ouch.
Can we get a rip in the chat?
Me and Garrett need our mute, guys. Me and Garrett need our mute.
Need the Mewtwo. But yeah, no,
So
haven't got
can
one.
I have a
You're
But,
level, so
can I
you're
have a
level
final word
40.
of self-promotion?
Correct. But yeah,
No,
Can I promote myself?
big dose ago, I actually missed the community day. I was all set for it, and my friend had actually called me over to play Super Smash Bros. And by the time I left, the community day had just ended. I was like, shit.
sucks.
I found 2 Dratinis, luckily after, and they were not.
I got 5. That's cool though.
Oh,
5 shiny Dratinis?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
It was a good day.
oh shit.
All right,
was-
guys.
that
Big
was a
Dose
good
ago got 100 IV one.
Can I have a final word of self-promotion?
Yeah, you can have a final word there, Lappy.
Okay, so on Monday, March 19th, I'll be in a Biogenesis gaming stream. I'll be a guest there also. So if you want to see more of me, go check it out.
That is going to be
If
an
you want more
awesome
Lappy,
time. I'll be there, Lappy. And just to add on your note, tomorrow night, guys, at was it 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? A Biogenesis will be running his stream, and I'll be on for an interview. Yeah, if you guys want to see a Biogenesis interviewing me, check that out tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon,
How do I
tomorrow
message
evening.
this Biogenesis guy? I want to be on a stream.
He's a wicked guy.
I think he's just more or less reaching out to the community and setting up these interviews and doing these one-on-one interviews where he asks you a bunch of questions, about your game and about your personal life, and it just seems like a lot of fun. So I kind of reached out to him, asked him if he wanted to have me on, and he was more than willing. So more or less, I kind of took his idea for interviews and combined it with the podcast idea, and then that's where NAMBLA-X Stream Destroyer came from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, you got to take a little bit of everything and make something new. All right, guys.
Don't copy the paper.
Thanks for coming on. We're gonna end it here. But don't forget to check out next week's episode. I will have the time and date set up when I get some NAMBLINGS in there and get some people messaging me. So check that out. And thanks for tuning in, viewers. And have a good night, YouTube.